Good evening and welcome to Local Music Rocks. I'm your host, Ike Keltz. Local Music Rocks is a monthly live music show taped here at Westford Cat Studios in Westford, Mass. We feature the best singers, songwriters, and bands from all over New England. Tonight's show features an Amherst, Mass resident, Jay Mankita. You can check him out at jmankita.com. And we'll also have a flashback to last month's artist, The Rafters. You can check them out at theraftersband.com. As far as our show, you can see us on Facebook at Local Music Rocks Westford. Give us a like, or our own website, localmusicrocks.com. So without further ado, please welcome Jay Mankita.
The very rich are people too, or so I have been told. They're the same as me and you, except for all their gold. I'd like to take their gold away and spread it all around today. But they can have some too, and there's a twist. They just won't be first on the list. They'll say, "You first, please, I insist. I am proud to be a socialist." The very rich were children once, and they shall be again. For when they learn to love the world will be their friend, caring for the common good with the innocence of childhood. No more greedy clenching fist when classism is dismissed, and somehow we'll all coexist. I am proud to be a socialist. I used to think that they should all just burn in hell, but I don't believe in hell, and I guess that's just as well. We will all care for each other, and we'll all be cared about. Everyone will be as one, no one will be shut out. Slaves and masters, rich and poor, we won't need these words anymore. No more shackles round our wrist, cooperation, that's the gist. And though I am more than just a little bit pissed, I'm proud to be a socialist. I used to think that they should all just burn in hell, though I don't believe in hell, and I guess that's just as well. No, I don't believe in heaven or hell, except what we make our own damn selves. Still, I don't much like the very rich who hoard their gold and put on airs. So if Satan took them all downstairs and fed their brains to grizzly bears, and squeezed their eyes between his thighs and baked their privates into cute little pies, fed to hungry demon spawn, and on and on and on and on and on. Upon their skin it would be carved the names of children who have starved. He'd hang them from their dainty toes and squeeze their guts out through their nose. No caviar, no fine champagne, it would probably drive them all insane. We'd have our sweet revenge, it's true, although it's long past overdue. But then I remember with a sigh, there but for fortune go you or I. And if I had $1 billion in my purse, who knows, I'd probably be much worse. So I let it go, and there's a twist, although it's so hard to resist. Cooperation, that's the gist, and somehow we'll all coexist. And though it hurts to be as nice as this, I am proud to be a socialist. does not live by bread alone, nor by the things that he puts on the bread, like mayonnaise, mustard, or margarine, nor all the other things that the bread holds in. What man lives by is pumpkin pie, a butterfly, a skipping stone. And though the truth is little known, man does not live by bread alone. Love is the sun that wakes the seed, the fertile soil and the nurturing rain. Love's in the wind that bends the field, and in the loving hands which pick the grain. Love is the fire that bakes the flower, its warming and transforming power, the very purpose for which it's grown. Bread is not made alone by man, as man does not live by bread alone. Man does not live by bread alone, but by the love behind all things. Love is the very undertone that frees the soul to soar on angels' wings. The babies cry, the lovers sigh, the longing for the pumpkin pie, the beauty of the butterfly, the ripples from the skipping stone. Man does not live by bread alone. Man does not live by bread alone.
So we're here with Jay Mankita. Jay, great job on the first couple songs.
Thank you, Ira.
Very, very well done. You can check them out at jmankita.com. Jay, you're from Amherst, Mass.
I live in Amherst for the past 12 years, and I am originally from New York State.
Okay, upstate.
I still have my upstate New York accent.
Excellent.
Yeah, the city and upstate. I think I lived in 40 different places over the years.
Were you on the lam or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I still am.
Good deal. I'll call the farmer and give him a fair warning. So tell us about, you've been playing music for 30 years now.
35.
How did you get started?
Well, I started when I was 9 years old,
Okay.
and I had a guitar teacher, and after about 6 months, I put the guitar down and said I hate music. I kept the guitar under my bed, and when I got to college, I pulled it out because I wanted to meet girls.
There you go.
And it worked, but in the process, I fell in love with music. And about 2 weeks into playing, I had a dream, and I was backstage, and there was the curtain, and the promoter came back. He said, "Jay, you're on. There's thousands of people waiting for you." And the curtain started to open, and I realized that I didn't actually know any songs.
Oops.
And that was a problem. So when I awoke, I decided that I'd better learn some songs, and that led to writing songs. And then I would say the rest is history, except very few people have actually heard of me. So, but that's the way I like it.
You do seem to tour constantly. How many shows do you do a year?
100 to 150, depending on the year.
Okay. Now I know part of your target audience are children.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I have been doing kids music for about 20 years.
Mhm.
And I started out as a sideman playing guitar and singing with other kids artists because I fell into a group with a good reputation. And while I was up on stage looking at those kids and saying, I could probably do this myself. So I tried it. In the first couple of years, I was terrible. It was just the worst thing. And, a kid would shift in his or her seat, and I would just get all flustered and nervous. But after a couple of years, I started to get the hang of it. And then got better and better, in my own honest opinion. And it wasn't until I became a dad myself and had a child that I sort of started seeing kids as actual people, not just a mass of small bodies. And I remember the first time I went back on stage after my child was born, and I stood there and I watched a bunch of little preschoolers in the front row, and I just started crying because I just got it for the first time.
Postpartum depression, very common among men. I understand, definitely. So, I mean, you raise money for a lot of great causes and the environment, and you teach kids a lot about nutrition and fair wages. Tell us where that passion came from.
My mom was in the union, 1199, the
plumber?
Social worker in New York City. And when I was 4 years old, she took me on my first march.
Cool.
And when I was 5 years old, my kindergarten teacher sent me home with a painting of a waterfall that she'd ripped in half. And I was very, very upset. And she said, that doesn't look anything like a waterfall, and she ripped it in half. Of course, today's teachers would never do that.
No.
But I was crying, and my mom asked me what happened, and I told her, I said, I know it doesn't really look very much like a waterfall, but I think I kind of captured some of the movement, the flow of the water. My mom taped it back up, and she marched the next day into the school, and she got a written apology from the teacher.
Nice.
And I learned about social justice and standing up for other people.
That's cool.
And I think that has stuck with me all those years.
Now, you're in a union as well.
Yes,
The Local
the
1000?
Local 1000 Traveling Musicians Union of the American Federation of Musicians. And it's a great union. Pete Seeger, the late great Pete Seeger, and Ani DeFranco, Utah Phillips, the late Utah Phillips. Seems like kind of we're all going in that direction sooner or later. But it's a great bunch of people, and I'm very proud to be a union member.
Excellent, excellent. Now, when you were younger, you were telling me earlier that one of your friends is now on TV. Can you just tell us briefly about that story.
Well, now, of course, he doesn't know that I'm talking about him because we haven't spoken to each other
we have a
in
huge
almost 30
audience.
years.
I'm sure he'll find out within minutes of this broadcast.
I know. But when I was 25 years old, I used to hang out for about a year with my best friend, whose name was Adam Savage. Mm-hmm. And then years later, I found out that he was the Adam Savage from Mythbusters. And I've gotten to watch a few episodes and watch his TED Talks that are truly brilliant. Mm-hmm. And of course, I don't wonder why we didn't stay best friends. We had different trajectories. His was brilliance, and mine was this kind of performance, musical.
Painting the waterfall.
Yes.
In your life, yeah.
And but it's great, these brushes with fame, which reminds me of my brush with fame with Pete Seeger. We became very friendly over the years and got to share stages a number of times, and he was very supportive of my career. And an old sweetheart of mine actually became the only person that he would let cut his hair in the last years of his life. So that's more of a comb with fame, but it's the best I can.
It's really special. I mean, he's a national hero. So just to be able to.
And I had planned, in all seriousness, planned might be the wrong word, but I had anticipated crying deeply when Pete's life ended. Mm-hmm. And I got to hear so much of not just the nation's, but the world's grief and honoring of Pete when he passed, that I found that I didn't have any tears. I just felt at home in so much celebration of this man's life. He was so beloved, and he still is, and his music will definitely live on.
So let's talk about your music for a minute. Now, we have 3 CDs here. One is the children's CD that you've done recently called Eat Like a Rainbow.
Eat Like a Rainbow. And I'm very proud of this one. It's been used in teaching programs and food banks, working with lower income people around the nation. Even the University of Southern Maine, the School of Nutrition there, uses it as part of their teacher's packet.
Cool.
And I made it for a nonprofit called the New York Coalition for Healthy School Food. We did a pilot project in the schools. And this year I'm working very hard to bring more awareness to this project, especially because it's a free download, the whole album. Anybody can go to eatlikearainbow.com and download the whole CD for free. And just trying to get the word out so that I can see it in more schools and more homes.
That's great, great cause. All right, so we're gonna go to our flashback segment featuring last month's artist, The Rafters. And we'll watch that for a bit. You can check them out at theraftersband.com. And we'll be back with a couple more songs with Jay Mankita. Thank you so much.
Circles that we made, see the difference fade. Stories all the same in hidden shame. Pictured was our life, daughter becomes the wife, sweeping through our day, all perfect in our way. Splinter left within, demons under skin, unseen but still we feel. Grab hold, we more and more it's true. People just like you, digging for our pain. Quick fix, no gain. Fences draw the line, smiling bites my time. If I were more like you, what I'd say to within, demons under skin, unseen but still we feel. Grab hold, we upon the wall. You're the fly, filling up to our face. You
And that was The Rafters from last month's show. Again, you can check them out at theraftersband.com. Check us out at localmusicrocks.com and also on Facebook. Give us a like. Tell your friends. Facebook.com, Local Music Rocks, Westford. So we've got a couple more songs with Jay Mankita coming up next. Enjoy.
It was Tracy at the bat, and the game was almost through. Our hometown team was losing, and the score was 12-2. Our family and friends sat up in the bleachers crying. God knows we were trying to win this last game of the season. You see, we hadn't won one game yet, and it seemed like a good enough reason to go ahead and just give up, though it wouldn't do us any good. So we just played on despairingly, bringing shame and disgrace to the whole neighborhood. With our shoulders slumped and our eyes cast to the ground, we had given up, it's true, it was the bottom of the ninth, and there was nothing we could do. And then Tracy, tiny Tracy, she stood up to bat that day, and she rubbed her hands in the dirt, and she stood up proud as if to say, small as I am and unpredictable though my swing may be, I shall play the very best that I know how. It will be my victory. And with 2 strikes against her, she bravely swung, and she struck out. And then she turned and faced the other team, and we all heard her shout, "Hey, thanks, congratulations, let's play again next year." And up in the bleachers and out in the field, every eye had shed a tear. Not because we'd lost the game, but because of what we'd won. You see, believe it or not, we had all forgotten we had come there to have fun. But Tracy, tiny Tracy, she knew that losing was no sin, and by losing with such grace, she helped everybody win. Take me out to the ball game, take me out to the crowd, buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, 'cause it's root, root, root for the home team. If they don't win, it's okay. And it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game, at the old ball game. I'm gonna tell y'all a story about the other day. It may seem kinda corny and a little cliche, but I hope to illustrate my little point of view. And everything you know, there's always something. I was cooking in my kitchen in my new blue jeans, boiling up a pot of pinto. The handle on the lid was attached to the pot to let the steam out if the water got too. Well, a watch pot never, so they say. So I tightened up the handle and I looked the other. The pot got so hot when the steam overloaded and the lid flew free as the handle X. And here's the first cliche. It's a giveaway, so I'm just gonna tell you what it is. It goes like this. It flew off the handle, not just another cliche. Flew off the handle. Yes, it really happened, though it's not the kind of thing that happens every day. Flew off the handle. Sing it with me now. Not just another cliche. Flew off the handle. Yes, it really happened, though it's not the kind of thing that happens every day. Well, the exploding lid was a big surprise. I saw my whole life flash before my cooking pot lid was headed straight for my face, faster than an asteroid in outer. I was going down like a sinking till I caught that lid on my finger. I spun it like a frisbee, and quick as I flipped it into the kitchen. What did I do, folks? I flipped my lid. Not just another cliche. I flipped my lid. Yes, it really happened, though it's not the kind of thing that happens every day. Well, I saved my face from the flying lid, but my adrenaline was pumping from what I scored 1, the lid scored 0. I felt just like a super. I was proud of myself for being so cool till I got up too fast and tripped over my skills didn't count for doodly. When I crashed into the stove and knocked over you remember what was in the pot? What did I do, folks? Thank you. Not just another cliche. I spilled the beans. Yes, it really happened, though it's not the kind of thing. Let me hear you sing. I spilled the beans. And not just another cliche. I spilled the beans. Yes, it really happened, though it's not the kind of thing that happens every day. There were beans everywhere. Everywhere were beans. They were messing up the fabric of my new blue. They smelled so good all over the floor till an army of ants marched through First they ate the beans, and then when they were done, they said, "We have only just." After they had devoured all of my haute cuisine, they crawled up my legs inside my new blue. I had, and not just another cliche, ants in my pants. Yes, it really happened, though it's not the kind of thing that happens every day. Ants in my pants. Not just another cliche, ants in my pants. Yes, it really happened, though it's not the kind of thing that happens every day. Well, folks, if you've ever had ants in your pants, and you know, to get rid of the ants, the pants have to. I couldn't undo them, though. The belt was too. I started to run when they took the first. I ran screaming from the house to go jump into the. It was frozen over, but it was a chance I had to. I skated to the middle where the ice was. It cracked wide open and I fell right. Well, yeah, I was on the ice, right? What was I doing? I did. I broke the ice. I was skating on thin ice too. I broke the ice. Yes, it really happened, though it's not the kind of thing that happens every day. Well, folks, the freezing cold water was seeping into my bones. It started sinking down to Davy. I didn't want to die, so I started to panic when I heard that song from the movie. By now, the timer on the beans was ringing out loud. It was ringing so loud that it was drawing up. My neighbors came to see what all the noise was about, and they saw me there drowning, and they pulled me right. I was, saved by the what? By the bell. No, I was rescued by the timer. I was saved by the bell. Saved by the bell really happened, though it's not the kind of thing that happens every day. Saved by the bell. Not just another cliche. Saved by the bell. Yes, it really happened, though it's not the kind of thing that happens every day. So now you know that it's really true. And everything you know, there's always something. When I thought about all these crazy things that took place, I laughed so hard till I was blue in the. I laughed till but it broke when my side split and I fell up. I spilled but that's all. I went to and I saw the. Nah, we already did that. Oh no, you're so close. I died laughing. Not just another cliche, I died laughing. Yes, it really happened, no, it's not the kind of thing that happens every day. I died laughing. Sing it with me now. And not just another cliche, I died laughing. Yes, it really happened, though it's not the kind of thing that happens every day. Here's the last cliche. Thank you for helping me.
So that's it for tonight's show. We'd like to thank Jay Mankita. We'd like to thank last month's artist, The Rafters. Again, check them out at jmankita.com. You can also check him out on Facebook, just under his profile, Jay Mankita. You can check out The Rafters at theraftersband.com and our own website, localmusicrocks.com, plus Facebook, Local Music Rocks Westford. So thank you all for watching Local Music Rocks, and we'll see you next month. Bye-bye.